What's up, everybody? Appropriately enough, I'm in overtime here on my own deadline to get another episode on the blog. And, you know, that's what happens when you have to watch games 12 hours ahead of time. I should clarify, I've been living in China for the last year, so I watch all my Giants games, you know, 1 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 8 in the morning, depending on when they're on. And, you know, whatever it takes. They're my team. Sleep doesn't matter. Not more than football, anyway. But this is what happens when you have to recover from 4 hours of sleep in one night. Kind of takes a while to get up the energy to get back on the blogosphere. But anyway, big story. Giants go 3-0. They certainly made it terrifying for me and many other fans, but they get that third win, improved to 3-0 in the season, winning 26-23 in OT, and John Carney field goal. Now, you know, this whole beginning of the season, I've been really excited because I feel like the Giants have been improving every week, and they have an attitude and a confidence that is reflected in how they execute. And, you know, I couldn't help but be a little disappointed by the way they won the game, considering, you know, Bengals that came in 0-2, terrible in the beginning of the season, you know, bottom of the league in every offensive category. But you know what? The more I thought about it, the more I was just like, the stats and stuff don't reflect what kind of team Cincinnati was, or what kind of team they are. They've got some great offensive weapons. They played in some pretty rough conditions week 2. And, you know, it was a matter of time before they started to click. And I got to give a lot of credit to them. They played very, very well. Their defensive game plan was great. They shut down the run, and that really affected our momentum, I think, offensively. But, you know, I said this in my last post, that it comes down to how you play on Sundays. And, you know, Giants, they came out with a lot of heart. They came out with a lot of attitude. I'm not having any issue with the way they played, or the attitude they brought to the field. I thought they played tough. I thought they played real hard. It's just, you know, the execution is frustrating because I think maybe just because you get false expectations from the statistics. But I don't know. Again, Bengals played a hell of a game, and I don't think that this team is as bad as their statistics would have indicated prior to the game. Let's see here. A lot to talk about, I guess, both good and bad. I'm a positive guy, so let's start with the good things. Number one thing I liked about this game, Eli Manning. He's clutch. That's it. You know, even since he was a rookie. Turnovers, whatever, people have issues with his body language. Maybe they question his leadership. And every season people talk about, oh, is Eli an elite quarterback? You know, in spite of all that, the one thing Eli has been consistent about, and the one thing that I think separates him from the bulk of quarterbacks around the league, is his ability to win games when it counts, in the clutch, in the fourth quarter, in overtime. I mean, we don't need to even think about last year's Super Bowl. I mean, that's a perfect example. Unbelievable how that happened. But, you know, go back, I remember a couple years ago, that was that game in Denver, or against Denver, where I think he threw a pass to Toomer in like the final 30 seconds of the game for the Giants to get a win. Another season or two before that, I think maybe even his rookie year, I think the Giants were like, I don't know, 6-9 or something, last game of the season against the Cowboys, and Eli leads us down the field, and we get in the end zone, we finish the season 7-9. You have to excuse me if my facts are a little off, but, you know, a long time ago. What else to like about this game? Steve Smith, Dominic Hickson. I think the New York wide receiving core is starting to emerge as a real diverse threat. Steve Smith's career-high game. I think, what, he had 60, 70 yards, 6 or 7 catches, and he was absolutely on point on third down. Made some big plays for us. Hickson, too. I said in my blog post in a preview for this game, keep your eye on Hickson. He's special teams, offense. He and Eli have something going on, and he's making some plays. He had a couple big catches, including one on third down that I remember. So that's really, you know, young receivers stepping up. And hey, how about that young tight end, Kevin Boss? Finally, you know, welcome to the stat sheet First 2 games, everybody was like, Boss hasn't caught a pass. What the hell's going on? Oh, no. Our offense is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. You know, it's just a matter of time. Boss has great hands. He's tough. He's quick. What, he had 3 catches, 50-something yards, and that TD. I mean, that guy's tough. You saw him get just hammered in the end zone when he caught that ball, and he still held on to it. He was shaken up. You saw him on the sideline, like rattled. But, man, I think this guy's got some serious potential. Serious potential. Big, tough guy. I like it. Kevin Boss. Let's see. What else we got? QB pressure. Second week in a row, G-Men gets 6 sacks on the opposing QB. Pressure was lights out. I mean, most of it was at the beginning of the game because I think the Bengals adjusted their protection towards the end, max protecting, not want to risk anybody getting at the box, at the quarterback rather. But 6 sacks. First sacks of the season for a couple guys. First sacks of their career. Dave Tollison got his first sack. Corey Webster, I'm not sure if that's his first career sack, but first of the season. Kiwi got there. Kiwi, I'm sure he's been feeling a little lost in the flood with all the other talent on the D-line getting to the quarterback. But Kiwi racked up number 1. Big Freddie Robbins got a pair. I tell you, Freddie and Barry Cofield, those guys had hells of a game. Hells of a game? Hell of games. I don't know. They had great games. Great games on Sunday. Real monsters in the middle. And, you know, I think a lot of people underestimated them coming into the season, but I guarantee you, by the time this season's over, people will be talking about Barry Cofield and Fred Robbins. And finally, big props to John Carney, 102 years old, still kicking field goals in the NFL. Came through in the clutch for us. He's been really great, I think, the whole season. Hasn't missed a field goal. Most of them, I think, were within, you know, 30-yard range. He had a couple 40-yarders. But, you know, he came through in the clutch. He won a game for us with his leg. And, you know, now, who knows? Maybe he's on the way out. But I don't know. I think any team would be hard-pressed to just get rid of a guy who's performed as well as he has in the first few games. And personally, I don't have any loyalty to Lawrence Tynes. You know, he's okay. But I don't know if he's better than Carney, especially the way Carney's playing. Let's see. Speaking of old guys, nice to see Sam Madison back on the field. I tell you, he breaking that third down pass up in OT. That's a big time play right there. And like I say, I think Sam last season was I think he was the best quarterback on the team until he got hurt. I think he had career years. He had career years in a couple of areas, a lot of tackles. Every game, you know, you listen to Bob Papa and company talking about Sam. He was always making the right plays, making good decisions. He always in the right part of the field. And I'm really glad that he's on the team still this season. I think, you know, he was recovering from a hernia issue coming in, but you know, as a coach and as a player, I think this guy is really valuable to our team. And I think, you know, I think it's going to be important for us to have him on the field in clutch situations going forward.